my review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamonds Unbreakable episode 32, part 2 of Thursday, July 15th. So in this episode, we wrap up the Superfly arc and we continue on with the Enigma arc and the Cheap Trick arc. So let's talk about the Superfly arc first. So we learned that the Superfly stand user, Toyohiro Kanedaichi, was wearing a mask this whole time and he was using a fake name. Why was he using a fake name? Why was he wearing a mask? Well, later on it was revealed that he was shy, so he wears a mask. And in case you guys are wondering, we never find out what his real face looks like, let alone his real name. So yeah, that's also one of the many mysteries that will never be solved in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So Mikitaka was stuck inside Superfly and he tells Josuke no Kiyasu that he'll stay inside so that these two wouldn't get trapped inside Superfly. But Josuke wasn't having any of that because he wants to save his alien friend and stop Toyohiro from leaving. So he goes up inside Superfly pretty high up to fight against Toyohiro. Unfortunately for Josuke, Toyohiro is very good at parkour because this guy was able to dodge Crazy Diamond's attacks, and considering that the stand is a close range type, it wouldn't land a hit easily on Toyohiro. Not only that, but he already caused a couple of scratches on Superfly using the angles and the directions of the attack energies reflected from Superfly to attack Josuke. However, Crazy Diamond was able to block those attacks, but that was all part of Toyohiro's plan to have the attack energies ricochet inside Superfly and then hit Josuke. Josuke did manage to block a few more, but he still got hit in the process. And this guy nearly tripped twice while fighting against Toyohiro. The first time, he nearly slipped because he was going after Toyohiro. And during that scene, Toyohiro decides to, like, spit at Josuke, you know, like, gather up some saliva and have it hanging down its tongue, about to drip his face for some reason. Probably to mess with him or to get him to fall. But luckily with Crazy Diamond, he wasn't able to fall. However, he did get hurt badly on the arms because of Superfly's attacks. So if he takes another hit like that, he's gonna go down for real. And just when Toyohiro thought that he won, acting victorious, even gloating, saying that the next attack will finish him off, it turns out that Josuke already had a plan up his sleeve when he intentionally blocked those attack energies. Remember back when it fixed Sheer heart attack, having Kira's hand like flying back to its original owner? Well, the same thing applies with the attack energies, as Crazy Diamond fixed those to have them come back right to where they were originally broken. And because Toyohiro was within that direction, he got hit in the crossfire in the head pretty badly, and then that was pretty much it. I mean, granted, I gotta give kudos to Josuke for, you know, coming up with another clever way to use his stand to defeat Toyohiro, and he was pretty cool in this episode. But when Toyohiro got hit, he just screamed, and we just get like this faraway shot of Superfly, and then in the next scene, we just see Toyohiro on his knees begging for forgiveness while Josuke fixes up Mikitaka and Okuyasu. So we don't technically really see Toyohiro's actual defeat in this episode. I'm pretty sure it might have been shown in the manga, but now, no, not really, which is kind of a bit strange and a bit off-putting in a way. But anyway, it turns out that the reason why Toyohiro was working with Yoshihiro was because, well, the reason why he was in that pylon was because he disliked people. He didn't like the outside world, so he wanted to stay inside his pylon. Which means that his stand Superfly was actually suitable for him. And when he met Yoshihiro, the ghost tricked him into having him join his side by saying that if he traps a stand user inside Superfly, he'll help him out in the outside world, he'll help take care of him, even though he's a fucking ghost. How the hell is a ghost gonna help a human being? But that was enough for Toyohiro to join Yoshihiro's side. But because of what happened during the fight, he decides to stay inside the electric pylon and never leave. Yeah, that's pretty much it from Toyohiro, even though that's not his real name. And because of that, he is now an official landmark in Morio. Yeah, we then move on to the Enigma arc as Toyohiro tells Josuke, Okuyasu, and Mikitaka that Koichi has been eliminated. According to him, there are 2 more stand users that Yoshihiro had created and had them join his side. So before I get into the Enigma arc, I'm going to talk a bit briefly about Rohan's arc, which is actually the Cheap Trick arc. So Rohan meets the architect Kinoto, but he instantly used his stand Heaven's Door to like read through his memories just in case, because you know you can never be too careful. He learned that this guy is just an architect, but he's also a bit greedy, wanting to overcharge Rohan. But that's not the weird thing about this guy. This guy doesn't want anyone to see his back. He has this great fear of showing his back to people, which is why he would try to hide his back from everyone. Walking against walls, bending around a door just to go inside, even going as far as to crab walking up the stairs so that Rohan wouldn't see his back. But all those actions just want Rohan to see his back even more. And frankly, I don't blame him, because like, what's the deal with his back? It just makes you really, really curious. So Rohan decides to trick Kinoto, pretending that his back is itchy, asking him to scratch his back for him, obviously luring him into some sort of trap. But we don't actually see what happens afterwards, because that's pretty much it from the cheap trick arc in this episode. It will definitely continue on in the next one. But I do have to ask, forgive me if this kind of sounds like I'm taking this out of context here, but from the way Rohan was acting and kind of, you know, looking in a way, it sounded like he was trying to seduce Kinoto. Am I the only one that thought that? Because, well, I kind of thought that, even though I didn't want to. Alright, with that out of the way, we can move on to the Enigma arc, which starts off quite creepy, but very interesting in a way. Unfortunately, Mikitaka doesn't join in their hunt to find Koichi. I guess he decides to stay with Toyohiro inside Superfly or something. But Josuke and Okuyasu split up. Okuyasu tried to find Koichi, while Josuke decides to recruit some help from Yuuya Fungami, the Highway Star stand user. Yeah, we get the return of Yuuya, which I was surprised to see him coming back, but hey, if that means we get to see Highway Star again, that's awesome. However, Yuuya was still mad at Josuke for attacking him, but Josuke did offer to heal him in exchange for his help. And it seemed like Yuuya wasn't going to give in because, you know, he's still a bit angry with Josuke. But when Josuke decides to leave, Yuuya relents and wants his injuries to be healed so that, you know, he can be nice to his girls. So, he gave in quite easily. But I guess since Josuke knew that Yuuya was going to help out, he already healed his wounds anyway. And we get another demonstration of his sense of smell. And this episode also shows that he has a very big ego. Really big ego. I mean, this guy is a complete narcissist. Yet, I will admit, he does love his girls in a way. So Josuke and Yuuya are at the same location that Koichi's school bag was there, the same location where Koichi disappeared. And from what Yuuya was able to gather from his sense of smell is that they're dealing with someone who is very strong and very dangerous. In fact, the guy that attacked Koichi and Tomoko was following Josuke this whole time, and he was just right out there in the open. The guy, which by the way, we don't know his real name as of yet, it hasn't been revealed yet, he tries to leave, but Josuke catches up to him, but then all of a sudden Tomoko appears right in his place. So yeah, this guy somehow teleported away and then replaced himself with Tomoko, which is obviously the work of his stand ability, which we learn later on is called Enigma, but according to the Crunchyroll subtitles, it's Mysterioso. Yeah. Enigma apparently has the ability to turn things and seal them into paper, which you'd think it would be a kind of a lame ability, but the way this guy uses it is very creepy and quite dangerous in a way, because sealing things into paper is quite easily for Enigma, but for Enigma to seal or turn people into paper, what the stand user has to do is to observe the person and to find out a certain trait that a person does whenever they're afraid. Yeah, that's the whole shtick with this guy, fear. So once the Enigma stand user finds out the trait that the person can do whenever they're afraid, that allows Enigma to seal the person into the paper, turning them into paper. It's what he did with Koichi and what he did with Tomoko, as we actually get a continuation of the scene when Tomoko was inside the kitchen, which by the way is a very creepy scene. The Enigma stand user comes off as quite the creep. I mean, when Tomoko was in the kitchen, she finds a cup of tea and her panties with the words, "These are your panties" written on them. Like, the fuck? The Enigma stand user had to like go through Tomoko's drawers to find her underwear? Like, what the fuck? Tomoko gets scared. I mean, could you really blame her? Someone broke into her house and starts messing with her. And what she does when she's afraid is that she swallows her saliva, which then leads to another creepy scene when the Enigma stand user pulls out the cake, the pastry from the paper, and then does the lo thing. God fucking damn it. Ever since Rubber Soul, there has to be a character that does the or the thing. Ugh. It's just so creepy. Now, Tomoko is okay. She is unconscious, but Josuke was really pissed off that someone tried to go after his family. And what we see before back in episode 2 with Rohan, you do not go after Josuke's family. If you try to hurt them or even kill them, you're going to get a rude awakening, which is obviously going to happen with the Enigma stand user. Speaking of which, we don't know where exactly he is, but we know that he's nearby, observing Josuke, knowing that whenever Josuke's afraid, he bites his lower lip. And he's just waiting for Josuke to bite his lower lip so that he can get caught with Enigma's ability and turn him into paper. And as for Yuuya, well, he doesn't want to get even more involved into all this. He knows that the Enigma stand user is very dangerous and strong, and the guy's kind of a coward. I mean, he doesn't want to get involved with the fight, otherwise he'll get himself killed. I mean, he is willing at least to use his sense of smell to track the stand user, but that's all he'll do. Okay, I'll admit, I can't really fault Yuuya on this. I mean, I understand why this guy is scared, but I don't know, like, I was kind of hoping that he would at least, you know, step up, you know, redeem himself after, you know, attacking Rohan. But no, this guy is a narcissist and a coward. Anyway, Josuke searches through his mom's pockets and finds this piece of paper, which turns out to be a trap, according to Yuuya. Which, by the way, I don't know why he would, like, tell this to Josuke. I guess he was scared to say anything. But he kept thinking, don't open the paper, it's a trap. But Josuke opens the paper, and that's where the episode ends. Fucking cliffhangers! Like, god damn it, what was in the paper? Oh man, I really wanted to know, but yeah, that was episode 32 of Unbreakable. Overall, this episode was really good. I kind of like this more than the previous one, especially since that we're getting more into the Cheap Trick and the Enigma arcs. Superfly arc overall, I mean, it started off pretty good, but I was a bit iffy with how it ended. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we didn't actually officially see Toyohiro getting defeated. We saw him getting hit in the head, but that was pretty much it, and he was just begging for forgiveness, so I guess bygones be bygones in a way. The stand itself, overall, it's a really sucky stand to have. But considering Toyohiro and his personality, the fact that he doesn't want to go into the outside world, and the fact that he dislikes people, it's suitable for him. For anyone else, it would really suck to have, really. But I do like its absorbing attack energy ability and reflecting it back. Although, the fact that it's an independent stand and can't be controlled, it just really sucks. I don't hate the stand, it's just, out of all the stands, this has to be the suckiest stand to have so far. But at least we got to see Josuke using his stand in another cool way. And of course, we got a nice moment with Mikitaka willing to stay inside the radio tower. Now for the Cheap Trick arc, well, I know that the new upcoming stand that we'll probably see later on is Cheap Trick. I don't know exactly what it does, but I do know that stand belongs to Kinoto, because this guy is really weird. This guy goes so far into making sure nobody sees his back. And I feel like that his fear of showing his back to people, trying to prevent people to seeing his back, is connected to Cheap Trick in some way. I don't know exactly why or how, but I feel like that this is some sort of connection to Cheap Trick's ability in some way. And then we have the Enigma arc. Enigma, I will admit, the stand, even though, you know, sealing things into paper seems like a meh ability, I do actually like the fear aspect of it. And the design of Enigma is actually pretty cool, and I do like the animation and artwork used on Enigma's effects on sealing things into paper because it looks really cool. And the thing is with stands, even if a stand has a lame ability, it's how the ability is used. And the way the Enigma stand user uses his stand seems to be pretty effective. So I don't think Enigma isn't really a bad stand. I think it's an interesting one, especially with the fear aspect, but the stand user himself is very creepy. I mean, we're getting a lot of creepy stand users lately in this arc, but at least the Enigma stand seems pretty cool. As for Yuuya, I was surprised to see him again, but I thought it was cool since that we're gonna get to see more of Highway Star maybe, and at least we get to know more about his character. But I hate the fact that he's a coward in this, but I understand why. But I mean, I was kind of hoping that he would like step up and do something really cool. Maybe he will in the next episode, or maybe it's just gonna be Josuke who will just take all the glory in defeating the Enigma stand user. So Yuuya, I don't really hate the guy, at least not as much as I used to, but I don't know, I was kind of hoping that he would do something cool to make me, you know, like really like this character like I did with like the other supporting characters like Mikitaka and even Rohan. But maybe he'll get his chance to shine in the next episode, or not. I just hope that he will get to step up to the plate and do something cool with Highway Star. Which, by the way, I'm not sure if the next episode will focus more on the Enigma arc or on the Cheap Trick arc. Probably a mix of both, but there is still the other arc with Kira that I know that is also adapted into this multi-parter. So I guess we'll probably alternate between those three arcs. So tell me guys, what did you think of this episode of Diamonds Unbreakable? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think overall about Toyohiro and Superfly? I mean, Superfly is a bad stand to have. It's not lame, but it just really sucks to have it. And Toyohiro is meh. I still kind of sort of have some mixed feelings in that arc anyway. Also, what do you think is the deal with Masazo Kinoto, and do you think his fear of not showing his back to anyone is connected to the stand Cheap Trick? Also, what do you think of Yuuya coming back and the Enigma stand user and the stand itself, Enigma? I actually think that Enigma is pretty cool. This guy is very creepy, loves to observe people and seeing what they do when they're afraid, but don't know why he teamed up with Yoshihiro, but I guess we'll find out later on. Let me know your thoughts about the episode in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like it, subscribe to more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that was Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Diamonds Unbreakable episode 32. I'm going to spawn 27, and I'll see you guys next time on part 3 of July 15th. Later.